Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talk About Houses. I'm Todd.
I'm Juana.
Okay, so we are going to talk about this Fannie Mae report that just came out. It's brand new data. It's sentiment. It's about home purchasing, home prices. It's what people think home prices are going to do, whether it's a good time to buy, what mortgage rates are going to do, how their jobs are going. It's just this sort of sentiment indication. We're going to go through a bunch of charts. We have very cool charts that Fannie Mae made for us. But first, we're going to show this picture of Juana on stage at the NAREP conference, and you were up there, CEO of Referral Cloud.
Yes.
Being the boss, talking to, how many agents were there? There were a bunch, right?
Yeah, there were a number of agents. There were a number of loan officers, and they were from actually all over the place. There were people from California, from Washington State, from Texas, all kinds of places. Very interesting a group of people from different backgrounds. It was fun to speak with them, so I was very grateful for the opportunity.
These conferences, they like tech CEOs, especially when you have a cool product that real estate agents absolutely are clamoring to be, to use.
Right. So what was unique about this is we were a panel of 3 women speaking about tech. And usually when there are speakers and panelists that discuss technology, they are of the other gender. They're usually gentlemen. So it was very interesting for 3 women to discuss technology, and we discussed the various ways that technology is working to improve the experience for loan officers, for realtors, and above all for consumers, and all the tools that consumers have to make their home buying and home selling experience better.
Okay, cool. So we're going to jump into data here. Okay, this is the first chart. I'll put it right up. This is the home purchase sentiment index. They ask people a bunch of questions. They get a number. 2 things are interesting about this chart. As you can see, this, hey, buying a home is a great thing, got better through the 2018, 2019, and it tanked during the pandemic. But turned out and you can see it's been getting sort of worse since the pandemic, but it jumped up. It's actually higher than it was last year. So 2 things. First of all, home purchase sentiment is better today than it was a year ago. So for all the people, Juana, who are like, oh, let's talk about the real estate market year over year. This is year over year. People have a better forward look about real estate today than they did a year ago.
They do. And so here's the thing, and this is something that I've been saying for the last year, is that people are very resilient. People get used to the higher rates, they adjust, and they move on. We all have to get on with our lives. We have a limited time on this planet, so we can't wait for something to happen. We have to make it happen.
Okay. Here is the next one. These are some components of it. One is, as you can see, the top one, buying conditions. 22% said it was a good time to buy. 78% said it was a bad time to buy. But what's interesting is this went up 5% month over month. So the net change was plus 5%. So more people are, even though more people are saying it's a bad time to buy, the number of people who says good time to buy is more than it was last month.
Right.
Selling conditions, though, 64% say good time to sell. 36% say bad time to sell. And then here's the really interesting. Home price outlook. 36% said prices would go up. Only 26 said they would go down. The rest said basically stay the same. More people think home prices will go up in the next 12 months than go down.
Well, and I think people are looking at what's been happening, which is depending on your market, but in a lot of markets, homes have been increasing in price because of the lack of inventory. Scarcity has generated multiple offers on properties. So properties that are a good product sell, and a lot of times they do sell for list price, sometimes above list price with multiple offers and that sort of thing.
At the very bottom, it's the change in household income. Almost 20%, 90% of people said they felt in the next 12 months their household income will be significantly higher. And only 10% said significantly lower. So more people think they'll make more money. Twice as many will make more money than people who think that they'll make less money.
Right, and that's partly because of the job market, right? It's still a tight job market. People are still able to leave one job and find another job, and a lot of times that pays more money. Now, of course, if you're unemployed out there, we absolutely feel for you. But chances are that you will be able to find a good paying job looking at the job numbers.
Okay, here's a very fun chart. Okay, the blue line are all the people who say home prices will go up, and this goes all the way back to June of 2020. The red are the people who say home prices will go down in the next 12 months. These are known as the crash bros. Mm-hmm. And then the gray line, they said the same, and then that dark line is the net of the ups and downs, right? This is what's funny. If you go all the way back to June of 20, 25% of people said they thought home prices would go down over the next 12 months, and they're like 40% higher. So what you have is you have this core group of like 20% of people who always say, oh no, home prices are going to go down in the next 12 months.
So I think this is the cup half full, half empty.
These are the pessimists. These are home prices went up 6% last year. They have to fall now. This isn't supported by anything. They can't keep going up forever, right?
Right. And, look, respectfully, they have their reasons, and they may very well be right in their market. So that's something to kind of keep in mind, too. Fannie Mae is looking across markets, looking across the country. So that's part of what you're getting here is kind of a cross-section of the country.
I don't know that there are any markets from 2020 to today where home prices have gone down. I think they've all gone up.
And I agree with you. But what I'm saying is that, real estate is still hyper-local. So just because real estate prices went up 40% in one market, 60% another, 20% another, and maybe not a whole lot in some markets, it is market specific.
Okay, this next slide. This is household income compared to 12 months ago. And that top line it's going to be about the same, right? But what's interesting is the blue line, which is significantly higher, and then the red line, or the red dots, which are significantly lower, and then that dark line, which is the net between higher and lower. So according to this, you have more people thinking they'll make more money. They expect to make more money. Maybe they're getting promoted or they just got a new job that pays more money. Their income's going to be higher. So like a lot of times you get asked, well, where are all these people coming from? They're going to buy the houses because no one can afford to pay $2,500 a month. No one makes that much money. And the truth is, people that put money down.
Well, it's not just that. It's that, you don't need that many people that can afford it when you have very little inventory. So look, if you have 100,000 people and only 2,000 people can afford it, but you only have 1,000 homes on the market, guess what? It's going to work out just fine because there are more people that are willing and able to buy than there is inventory. So it does work out.
And here's a good one here. This is the average expected percentage change over the next 12 months. Home prices versus rental prices. So the red line is rental prices. At no point since 2020 have people thought rental prices would drop. You can see everyone pretty much thinks they're going to go up between 6 and 7%, a little over 7% a year. Right now it's 7.2%. That's what they expect rents to go up 7.2%. If you're getting a 7.2% increase every 12 months in rent, that's better than a lot of investments.
Right.
Okay.
And remember, it's a tangible asset, and not only that, but you also are dealing with appreciation. So your rent amount is growing and your home is appreciating. If you have a loan on it, then you're paying down the loan, so you're getting more equity in your home. So all of these work in your favors as a property owner. Here's
another interesting one on the bottom, the blue. Okay, of course you have the people back in 2020 who were like, yeah, property will be worth less in a year, and then all of a sudden you get down here, if you look over to the right, minus 1.6% in December of 2022. They're already, home prices have gone up substantially since December. And so it'll be interesting to see in December of 2023 if home prices are down year over year. It doesn't look like it's going to happen because it looks like in another month or two we're going to be back up year over year. Even though we've had a couple months where we're not, which some people have pointed out, that's the only thing we should be talking about. So if you bought your house 6 months ago and it's worth more, if you bought your house 2 years ago and it's worth more, if you bought your house 8 years ago, it's worth more. You should only talk about the 1 month where the market kind of bubbled up and there was a really high month, and then compare everything to that. But this is what's funny. Right now, the consensus for people they asked was that home prices would be up 0.8%.
So the thing to keep in mind is, it only matters when you sell, right?
Right.
So is your home worth more even today, than it was when you bought it. And if it is, then you're in good shape because you've got equity and your home is worth more. But right now, it's for entertainment purposes only. It doesn't matter until you go to sell.
It's completely irrelevant. It's funny because there's some people who are like, "Oh yeah, I bought a house 10 years ago, paid $200,000. It's worth $500,000 today." And they're like, "Yeah, but what was it worth a year ago? Year over year? Oh, I think it was $550. I could have $515 a year ago. Oh, what? You lost $15,000. Oh, how did I lose it? What? You could have sold it a year ago and got $515, but now you're only worth. So you lost that money, huh? Well, how much is your house worth? I don't know. I'm a renter." Okay, well, when I sell my house, I'm going to have $300,000 tax free. Oh, So I think that the negative people, a lot of them are two people this is my take. They're either renters who never bought and they regret it because they were watching Crash Bro videos and they were told in 2019 the home prices are going to crash. And even with interest rates at 2.5%, they're like, oh, they're going to go, I'm going to wait, interest rates are going to go lower. I'm going to wait for interest rates to drop and home prices drop, and then I'll buy. And they never bought. And then you have the people who, so you have renters, and then you have just people who are jealous of people who bought homes and they have a ton of money. And now they're hoping bad things happen to them.
Well, I think it's sad.
It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. So look, you shouldn't be rooting for anything bad to happen to anybody. The whole point of us doing these videos is just to give people information. Mm-hmm. But I see the anger in the people who are upset over not because we don't follow the crash narrative. They get some people get super upset. People have been saying the housing market's going to crash 40 to 50% every year for 5 years. And it hasn't. It's been going up. So, maybe those people are wrong.
And it's not to say that there isn't depreciation, and it's not to say that home prices won't go down. But right now, the fundamentals are that home prices are actually pretty stable, between 42% of homes being owned free and clear, most borrowers having sub 4% mortgages, most borrowers having a lot of equity, and the lack of inventory. You put all of that together, and what that equals is, at the very least, stable real estate prices, if not increased values.
Yeah. So that was it. Those were the charts. I thought it was Fannie has all this data. Mm-hmm. So we didn't make the data or the charts. It's all Fannie Mae data.
Right. So it's interesting. We like charts. We hope you like them too. Leave us comments. Tell us where you're watching from and what you think of all this. Tell us your success story or whatever story you'd like to tell us. You don't have to agree with us. We appreciate everybody being polite in the comments. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, like the video, share the video, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.